Good evening and welcome to the Nevis Newscast for today, Thursday, October 8th, 2015. I am your presenter, Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Now for the news in detail. Senior Minister in the Nevis Island Administration, the Honorable Alexis Jeffers, is calling on the island's residents to assist in bringing an end to illegal dumping. Minister Jeffers' call follows the most recent report of the accumulation of garbage in the Nugent Heights area at Penny's Estate.
In my capacity as the chairman and minister responsible for the Nevis Housing and Land Development Corporation, it brings my interest to be here this morning with respect to what is going on here. Our effort here this morning is to bring to light what is going on these premises here at Nugent Heights.
The NIA will continue to promote public awareness of the issue, Minister Jeffers says, in hope that it would appeal to the good conscience of the persons responsible to discontinue the practice.
It's something that is not consistent with decency here on the island of Nevis. It is a practice that we as an administration and we as Nevisians on a whole have to shun, and we have to speak out loudly against this type of practice. This is illegal dumping, and it seems like some persons would have used this as a site to dump their garbage and circumventing the fact that they would have to go to the Nevis solid waste compound over at Long Point. This is a practice that the entire administration, the Nevis solid waste Management Authority, and also the Nevis Housing and Land Development Corporation, and let's go further and say the entire Nevis. I believe that we are all upset about what is going on here, and we are speaking out this morning, and we want to bring an end to this.
According to Minister Jeffers, this is just one of a number of illegal dumping sites which has been brought to their attention, and the law would have to come into effect with respect to the practice.
This is just one, and this is certainly a despicable act on behalf of the persons who would have done this. And like I said, I am a Nevisian, a proud Nevisian, and Nevis, I am sure, and I can certainly be positive about this and say that Nevisians are certainly not going to embrace this and accept this, and we certainly won't. Anyone would be certainly in full support of us once we were to bring the law to bear on anyone who conduct this type of practice. It is unsightly, it is unhealthy, and it is unacceptable. And that is my take on this for now. We'll continue to do what is necessary to enforce the law and clean up Nevis as we go along.
Minister Jeffers' appeal is supported by General Manager of the Nevis Solid Waste Management Authority, Andrew Hendrickson.
Anybody who in their right minds would not be defacing Nevis like this. We at the Nevis Solid Waste Management Authority, we take this as a very serious offense, and we are looking forward to when the laws can be harshly applied to the people who are doing this kind of thing.
Under the Litter Abatement Act, persons caught in the act of illegal dumping can be ticketed to remove the garbage and take it to the landfill, prosecuted, and made to pay a fine of up to $1,500. In more local news,
I would like at this point to publicly thank the Premier, Honorable Vance Amri, and the other members of the Nevis Island Administration for providing the Nevis Teachers Union with their long-awaited land.
Ornette Webb is the president of the Nevis Teachers Union, NTU. She was at the time addressing the island's teaching fraternity on the occasion of the Monday, October 5th observance of World Teachers Day.
We now have the document for the land, and the executive has already met with an architect to discuss the blueprint for the NTU headquarters.
Webb urged the teachers to continue to do their best for the nation as they are nation builders in their own right.
I need not elaborate on the point that teachers are the backbone of societies. Our influence stretches way beyond what we can imagine. In our role as educators, we have the power to make or break societies. The truth is, our desire is to build. The end product is sustainable societies.
Wakely Daniel, Permanent Secretary responsible for education, supported the NTU president by making reference to the day's theme, Empowering Teachers, Building Sustainable Societies.
The Nivision teachers are our nation builders. You are the bastion of our civility. You are the architect of our sustainable society. The theme for this year's World Teachers' Day strongly suggests that there can be absolutely no long-term, no lasting growth and development within our nation without the input of our teachers. To that, I say yes. Teachers are pivotal to the sustainable growth and development of St. Kitts Nevis. Teachers are a constant. It is the teacher being at the top of the class, the head of the class, teaching our students who can bring about real meaning and lasting growth and development within our country. Give yourself a round of applause, please.
Permanent Secretary in the Premier's Ministry, Wakely Daniel. Tuesday, October 13th will be International Day for Disaster Risk Reduction, and the Nevis Disaster Management Department is hosting a number of activities to mark the observance. According to Public Education, Information and Training Officer Rohan Isles, Prime Minister the Honorable Dr. Timothy Harris, who holds responsibility for national security, is expected to make an address, as well as the Secretary General of the United Nations International Strategy for Disaster Reduction.
On the 11th, the staff of the department will worship with the members of Legacy International, that is just on the outskirts of Cherry Garden, for those of you who don't know where that is. And the 12th will see us in our general meetings as per usual, in preparation for the rest of the week's activities, the observance of IDD as well. The 14th, the 15th, and the 16th are special days for us because that is our open day, so to speak. 3 days where we invite people to visit us, to get as much information as possible, see our general operations.
He says the grade 6 students on the island are invited to participate in the open day, and the hope is that when the students return to their various schools, they will share the information with their peers, who in turn would share the information with their parents in an effort toward the reduction of risk as it relates to natural hazards. Isles says the department will also be hosting a variety concert on Saturday, October 17th.
We are inviting the general public, or the public so to speak, to come out and witness our variety concert. We have a wonderful lineup of items for you. The reigning king Astro would be there, the seniors would be there, and if you have seen the seniors in action, you know that should be an exciting performance. We have the CERTs, that is the Community Emergency Response Teams. They are going to be doing some presentations as well. And we have gate prizes, or a little raffle, so to speak. I can tell you at the moment we have secured a cake from Nevis Bakery. Management at Mount Nevis has given us a one-night stay with continental breakfast for two at their refurbished establishment next year. So you get to be privileged to stay at the new look Mount Nevis when it opens sometime around April, I understand. So we have those, and then there are other things that will come along later in terms of gate prizes.
Public Education, Information and Training Officer at the Nevis Disaster Management Department, Rohan Isles. Still to come,
I thank you, Lord, for this celebration.
The details after this break.
Hey, you know it's your groovy soca monarch king, your boy Speedy, and I'm here with the Inland Revenue Department, and I love my side dish. And guess what? I also love Nevis too. And as a responsible taxpayer, your tax dollars help to build our nation. So I'm here to tell you, pay your taxes on time and be a responsible citizen. And don't get me wrong, it's a serious song. I pay my taxes. Boom!
Welcome back. Youth officials in St. Kitts and Nevis gained valuable insight from regional counterparts that is expected to strengthen the push to establish a national youth council and to formulate a federal youth policy that provides a framework to effectively develop persons between 18 to 35 years into well-rounded individuals. The best practices and challenges faced in establishing these structures in various countries were exchanged at the recent Caribbean Youth Development Conference in Jamaica. Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Sean Richards, led a delegation to the meeting. According to the St. Kitts and Nevis Information Service, this is something Minister Richards is committed to seeing happen. He says he will use the full resources of his ministry to get a robust policy passed and the council established. Special Advisor to the Department of Youth, Vernon Connor, has been tasked with this responsibility. The plan calls for multiple engagement with youth, public and private sector officials, representatives of non-governmental organizations, and other partners. The convening of various forums, including a National Youth Symposium, will allow stakeholders to share their opinion. Consultations will also be held with experts around the region who will lend their experience and advice. The process is expected to intensify in early 2016. The young people in St. Kitts and Nevis are not forgotten, the Youth Minister says. They are at the heart and the center of the government's developmental thrust, and the Department of Youth in particular will be ensuring that their voices are heard. The Social Services Department's Senior Citizens Division today joined with family and friends to celebrate the birthday of one of the island's eldest residents, a centenarian living in the Butlers community. Here is more in this report.
I thank you, Lord, for this celebration. Oh, God help me, and God bless these people that come to celebrate with me. May the God of heaven be with you all. And thank you much for what you have done for me and what you are about to do. God bless, and God bless again.
Butler's resident William Douglas turned 101 today, expressing gratitude for a long life and his family and friends who celebrated with him. Among those sharing in the celebration were two of Douglas's children, Sylvia Liebert and James Douglas.
My father proven to be a hero. He has proven to be a very strong man, of course, a man who was very strict during the time we were brought up, and not only that, but he was a very hard-working man. And I try to find out from him what in the world he has done to live so long, because there's no sign of death on this man. This man is healthy, no blood pressure, no sugar diabetes. The only thing that happened to this man is a little bit of poor circulation. That's all happened to this man. And so it seems to me he's going to go for the next century.
May God help him. May he continue to bless him, and may he continue to bless all of his children, all of us, and may we live a life pleasing to him.
Permanent Secretary Keith Glasgow and caregiver Tessa Baker congratulated Douglas on behalf of the Ministry of Social Development, presenting the celebrant with a package, compliments of TDC's City Drugstore. Glasgow said the gift was a token of appreciation for Douglas's contribution to the development of Nevis.
Anything over 100 is still extra special. The Nevis Island Administration is always happy to engage in these types of events where we can celebrate with, where we can congratulate, where we can applaud our seniors for the life that they live and for the contribution that they make to the development of the society.
Douglas's family also expressed appreciation to the Ministry of Social Development's Senior Citizens Division for continuing to look after the island's elderly. I am Donis Wilkinson-Keynes reporting for the Nevis Newscast.
The Senior Citizens Division continues to celebrate International Month of Older Persons during October. This year's theme is Sustainability and Age Inclusiveness in the Urban Environment. That's it for tonight's edition of the Nevis Newscast. Thank you for viewing. I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Good night.